Hi, I'm Subu bringing crafting to you, and today I've made this little post box to play with my grandkids, but you could also turn it into a treat box for somebody. Hope you like my idea, and this is how I made it. So you'll need a piece of red cardstock, or I'm using Lovely Lipstick, and it is 6 inches by 8 1/4. So on your 8 1/4 inch side, you are going to score at 1 1/4, 4 inches, 5 1/4, and 8 inches. You are then going to rotate and score at 1/2 inch, rotate 180 and score at 1 inch. There we go. Okay, just move my trimmer to one side. Now I'm using the Everyday label punch, and what I'm going to do is let's see which way round it is. So I'm just gonna burnish my score lines so I can see what whereabouts I'm going, because the light's now starting to go and I need to be able to see. Whereabouts my lines are and how it's going to react. Okay, so, and then I've got my 1/2 inch one that's the top, and my inch one that is the bottom. So the very first thing I'm going to see, that's going to be the back. So this is where I want my front to be. So it's the where you're 1 1/4, you're going the next one in. I'm going to do it there. So I'm turning it round so it's facing me. So the smallest increment is to your right hand side, and I'm going to push in my Everyday label punch as far as it'll go, and then I'm just going to get it so that it is even as you can on either side. So I just need to see if I can get that as even as I can, and then punch that out. Okay, now I'm going to use the small square from the stitch framelit. I'll just double check which size. It's the second size up, so I'm going to place that, and that is going to be roughly in the middle-ish, so that you've got more or less an even gap from there to there and from side to side. So I'm going to, I think I'll just check on my post box to see a little bit lower down. So take it a little bit lower down. So I've got it a little bit lower down. So I'm just going to put that to my tape there to just hold it in the position I want, and then I'm just going to run that through my die cutting machine. So I've got off to, alright, so I'm going to close that up, take that through my die cutting machine, there we go. Okay, now before we start assembling the box, and save your square, you can use that for another project. So I'm just going to rub off that sticky of the tape. Now, I'm going to cover the hole by the square postage stamp out of the snailed it bungle. So that I've already cut out, and I've already stamped the snail that says you've got mail. So that's going to fit over the opening like that. But we need to assemble this before we actually put the box together, because we're going to cut out a hole about halfway. Let's do it the other way. That's it. So going to do that about halfway close to the top. So about there. And I've just got, you could just use your pokey tool to do this. I happen to have got a 1/8 of an inch punch, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to use a pencil to actually mark where I've got, and I haven't got my pencil now. Let's just grab a pencil quickly. So I'm going to put this in the middle, like that. And then just going to mark that there, so that I can see where I need to punch out my hole. So just make sure that that is close as I can get to there, and punch out that hole. So that part of the box is ready, but we just need to colour in our snail that we're going to have. So I've got Rococo Rose that I'm going to colour in my heart, and these are blender pens. And then I'm going to do the snail. This is Balmy Blue. So just trying to avoid going right the way to the edge so my black doesn't start to leak onto my alcohol markers. So just taking that round, and I'm going to fasten it with a brad. So just getting those out there. There we go. That's my snail there. And I'm going to do a pink snail today. So just go up to the top, a Rococo Rose. And take him down. In the corners there. And I avoid his mouth, I just go under his mouth and over his mouth so the black doesn't smudge. And then I'm careful around the black spots. Because it's alcohol marker, it will just bleed that little bit anyway and fill in the white marks there. Okay, so there's my snail, and then I'm going to fix this onto here now. So I've got my brad, and then I can just pop that through there and pop it through there, and then underneath the hole. So it could have done with being a bit smaller. I have got a smaller hole punch. I wish I'd have used that now, but then again I do want it to be moving quite easy so that you can get in and out to get your mail. So that is that's fine now. And I've already cut out ahead of time the largest oval and the next oval down, and 8 1/4 by 1 1 inch I've done it. So you want to strip 8 1/4 by 1 inch. And so I'm just going to assemble the box, but we need to cut our lines. So we're going to cut up each of our score lines. So each of the bottom ones. So this is the thicker bit at the bottom. So we're going to cut each of our score lines. And that one there, but we don't need this end corner one, so we're going to cut that off. So we're wedging in there, and we're going to wedge in the same at the top, and we're going to cut the top one off as well. So just cutting down into there, cut that off, and then we're just going to cut up the score lines. Okay, so each of these score lines are done now. So we're going to put some strong tape on. You could use tear and tape, your Seal Plus, any of those things. I've got some permanent red. It's very slim, this one. I bought it by mistake, but it does the job. So we'll just grab that out and burnish it down. If you burnish it down, it comes off easier. So we'll just take that out of release tape, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the edge, so to help stick that down. So fold it over, and then we're going to fold this back on itself. It doesn't quite meet, so I'm just going to make sure that I have got my score line at the top level with that score line, and I'm just going to do the same at the top here, and then push my fingers down to make it go all the way down and seal it. Okay, now the bottom, I'm just going to fold the two pieces in at the bottom and put some glue on there. And I want to fold the bottom one, that's the back part, inwards, and make sure that your box is square, and then put your glue, actually you're better putting it on the one that's going to bend because it doesn't quite fit. So let's just rub that excess glue off. Okay, so just pop that in, and then just stick in your bone folder and just get that going there. Okay, make sure your box is square. With using wet glue, it gives you that little bit of wiggle room to make sure your box is square. And then the top pieces, they are very narrow, so they don't fit. So I'm just going to put in the corner, I'm going to put some glue on each of these corners and pop that down, and then I wanted that inside, didn't I? Whoops, wrong way round. I want that inside, so just put the glue there. Okay, and then that one's inside as well, so I'll put a little bit of glue there and pop those down. Okay, so that bit's a bit tricky because there's just slide in your bone folder and just press in those corners to adhere it. Doesn't want to adhere. I think that's why I used my tape last time, but it will work in the finish. So I'm just going to put it that way round, just go in there again and burnish those down. I'll leave it upside down with my bone folder on it for a little while. Okay, I'm going to bring back in my trimmer now, and we're going to just mark 1/4 inch. So we're just gonna, yeah, oh no, 3/8. I'm gonna go for 3/8. So we're just gonna put a score at 3/8 inch, turn it around, and let's see if I can do 3/8 inch. Yeah, we'll go for a smaller bit. I think it'll be fine. So 3/8 inch, which is going to make it quite narrow, but it will be fine. And you're just going to crease those score lines, but then you're going to get your scissors and you're going to just cut into this as far as the score lines. So keep going along, because what we want to do is make sure that this will bend round our oval. So just go down each one. Just a little bit time consuming. That's it, so just up to your score line really. Okay, and then the same on the other side. So up to the score line. Perhaps I could leave bigger gaps. I'll try bigger gaps and see whether that's all right. Okay. I'm nearly there. Okay, now we want this to be able to round, so just make it round in your fingers and then press down your bottom bits, because we want it to sit so it'll go round like this to go onto our oval. So we're going to get the wrong side of our oval now, and we're going to start and thread this round. I didn't do this in the previous one, so I might actually take a few out. Let's see. I think I'm going to take a few of these out because it's too much. So take a little bit out every now and again. So going. Oh. So I could have prepared one, but then you wouldn't have seen exactly what I'm doing. So do this will help you see what I'm doing. And then I'll just, I don't know whereabouts it's going to cross, so I'll just leave it there. And then on the other side, I'll try and take it out in a different place. So take it there, leave those two. Let's take that one out. There we go. Take one out here. Make sure you have cut to your score line. Now I did this a different way when I did the prototype. I actually I'll take that out in the same place, haven't I? Oh no, I haven't, it's there. Okay, take one out there. I actually stuck it with some foam tape and just had a round bend. Got myself into rather a sticky state, so I thought, oh, well, I'll try this and see what happens. That's it, we'll leave it at that. I'll try that. Okay, so now we've got this. I'm not trusting glue to it all, so I think I'll start and because we're wanting it to overlap, I'm going to put the glue, the tape on the end bit here, and then when that is closing over it will be this end, so I'm going to put some on there as well, so that goes on opposite ends, opposite sides of the paper. So you've got that there, and when you wrap it over, that one is on the other side that will glue over the top. So now I am going to put some of the glue right at the top of here on just some. I'm not going to do all of them. I'm going to put wet glue on as well. So it's a bit fiddly. So I'll put them every so many. So I don't know, I'm hoping this will work, because I, as I say, didn't do this on my prototype, so we'll see if it does or not. I just thought this might work. As I say, I got in a very sticky mess. There. Okay, and just a little bit at the end, put one there. That's it. And then that needs to be able to cross over, so I need to just take that little bit off. I did a little bit too much there. Okay, and I'll put some on the other side now, so I'll put them in different places again. Put one there. And one here. Get rid of that bit sticking to my tape. Where have I got to? We'll put one on that bit. Oops. It's flirting away from me. Put some on this bit here. I hope that's enough. Okay, so we'll try that. So I'll just quickly burnish that down. What did I do? Fell off, didn't it? Quickly burnish those so that the tape is adhered to my cardboard, and then I'm going to take off. Which way round is it going? Just make sure I've got it. So that's going to go round that way. I'm going to take the bottom one off first. This might be actually harder doing it than what I did with the foam tape, to be honest. We'll see. Okay, and then it's stuck on the back and it's sticking all. Get out of my way. Okay, so I'm going to bend it round and roughly see the oval is about there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to peel off these two and go for it to stick those together. So what I'm doing is I'm roughly, before I get those together, I am getting this going round and seeing roughly if that is about right. It could come in a little bit more, So I'm going to take it in a little bit more, and I think that will do it. So stick that on there now, and then it's all the bottom ones I've taken off, so I'm going to push those in and down like this, and then make an oval with them, and get some glue at the same time. And I'm going to put some glue, but not where I have got the tape. So don't get it on your tape, get it at the bottom. Then I'm just going to position that on the bottom of here. Oh, hang on, don't. Which way round did I do it? I'm just going to check. Oh yeah, because that's the top, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm going to position this in the oval, and then start to press it down. Hold it just a second or two, just make sure it is a bit, you've got your oval coming round there. That's it. And then I'm going to take off the top parts now. See where they are. This one there. I'm coming round, just one there. And see, I could have taken some off it really. Oops, that's not adhered. Once it's adhered to your card, it'll rip once. You just need to make sure it's adhered properly. Okay, I think that's all right. And then I'm going to go in again with the glue, making sure I'm not putting it on where my tape is. The tape's just helping lock that down. And then I'm going to get the good side this time, and I'm going to position that, and just going to roughly, doesn't matter if it's not even, we're just looking at the front to make sure that that's fairly even. Press that down, that should adhere nicely to there. Then we're just going to put your glue on top of your box, and then look for it overhanging so that your oval comes to the front, making sure it's even, your oval, but you want the overhang to be on the front. So just going to press that down, just make sure that the oval is in the right position. Hold it down a minute, and that is your post box with your oval lidded top. And then you've got your little envelopes. So you've got I've just made this just out of some scrap. That's the size of the little letter that fits in, and that will post nicely through your letterbox. And then you can cut out these with your postage punch, and you can let's just stick one on. Where's my okay, get a, sorry about that, get a thing, just do yourself a stamp on it. Take that off. And you can say do that snail as well, so that snail works as well on them. You've got mail, still looks like it's wet from, okay, let's put that there, put that in the middle, and they can be coloured in later. So and they will put my, that's it, and they will pulse through your post box as well. So I just thought it was a bit of fun for children. As I say, you could put a treat inside here as well, and some more messages, and then when you finish posting you can get out your mail and shut up your post box, and then you've got plenty of fun posting your mail. Your grandchildren will love it and your children, so that's my project for today. So I hope you liked that. I had fun making it. I'm sure my grandchildren will have lots of fun playing with it. So thank you very much for watching. I'll be back with more crafty goodness tomorrow. Stay well, stay safe. Bye.